All right, let's get into this mess. Let's talk about Chappell Grown and the fact that she got into it with the child of Jude Law. Well, it's one of Jude Law got like 7 kids. I don't know if y'all know that, but apparently, um, his ex is married to a soccer player. I think he's Brazilian by the name of Jorginho Frio. And so he went on social media and he revealed that Chaperone was a see you next Tuesday to his stepchild. I guess what happened was the kid basically recognized her and she went and sicked her damn security guard on the kid and left the kid traumatized. But anyway, so we have his full Instagram story that he put in there. I hate when people put Instagram things in there and don't put it on the page because it's like it's 24 hours. It could evaporate after a while, but it gained enough traction that people talked about it. So he basically said this. He said, I went through a very upsetting situation with my family earlier today. My wife at Cat Cavelli is in Sao Paulo for Lollapalooza, Brazil. This morning, my daughter woke up incredibly excited, even made a sign because she was so happy to see an artist she really admires or used to admire at Chapel Roan. By coincidence, they're staying at the same hotel as this artist. During breakfast, the artist walked past their table. My daughter, like any child, recognized her, got excited, and just wanted to make sure it was really her. And the worst part is she didn't even approach her. She simply walked past the singer's table, looked to confirm it was her, smiled, and went back to sit with her mom. She didn't say anything, didn't ask for anything. Well, let me stop it there. Maybe she probably felt that was kind of annoying. Like, why you coming up to my table staring at me and running back? But it's a little innocent thing. A lot of times kids, when they see something, it's like, I just want to make sure that that's my celebrity. Because let me tell you something. When I've seen celebrities on TV, and I have seen many of celebrities, especially working at the Garden. I've seen a lot of celebrities in person. I be having to do a double or triple take to make sure they are who they are. So a lot of times, upon approach, you don't look like how y'all be looking on camera, and that's no shade. I'm just saying. She said, and the worst part is she didn't even approach her. She simply walked past and said, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. What happened next was completely disproportionate. A large security, of course, they're always large. A large security guard, unless you with Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga's security guard is fine. That man is muscular. But anyway, or for Lopez, where she be walking around with them fine ass security guards. But for the most part, she had a big one. But anyway, says that a large security guard came over to their table while they were still having breakfast and began speaking in an extremely aggressive manner to both my wife and my daughter. Excuse me, saying that she shouldn't allow my daughter to disrespect or harass other people. Honestly, I don't know at what point simply walking past the table and looking to see if someone is there can be considered harassment. He even said he would file a complaint against him at the hotel while my 11-year-old daughter was sitting there in tears. My daughter was extremely shaken and cried a lot. I've lived with football, public exposure, and well known people for many years, and I understand very well what respect and boundaries are. Plus, this kid's father is an actor. So I think she knows what to do in those situations. She didn't ask for an autograph. She'd go and be like, "Oh my God, you're my favorite singer, blah, blah, blah. Can I get an autograph?" Like, she didn't do any of that. And here you go being a bipolar bitch. Apparently, she probably forgot to take her medication, her and Shia LaBeouf. Now, they said what happened there was not that. It was just a kid admiring someone. It's sad to see the kind of treatment coming from those who should understand the importance of fans. At the end of the day, there are the ones who build all of this. I sincerely hope this serves as a moment of reflection. No one should have to go through that, especially not a child. So that was the full post. And they said the blast reporter, they said the stepdaughter simply smiled and recognized the singer, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And then Roan addressed the claims on her IG story. She made it clear, she said she had no involvement in the alleged altercation. But if you're at a table and your bodyguard is there, and then after the kid comes by, the bodyguard goes over to the thing. Number one, you said it was secure, it wasn't your personal security. Then who was it? Because she said, I'm going to tell my half of the story. It should have been your side on what happened today, and a mother and child who were involved with a security guard who is not my personal security. She emphasized that she wasn't even aware that anything had happened at the moment. So then who the hell was this person that walked over if he's not your personal security? She said, I didn't even see. I didn't even see a woman and a child. No one came up to me. No one bothered me. She said she had just been simply sitting at breakfast. Well, if they sitting at breakfast and you aware of, oh, I was just sitting at breakfast and I was in Brazil. Yeah, I was at a hotel. Yeah, I was sitting at the table. Yeah, my bodyguard was there. But all the other stuff you don't remember happening? It's like, okay, sis, you so used to being this crazy bitch that always wants to talk about fucking boundaries and every goddamn thing that you don't even know which end is up. But you got to realize, if you are in public, and I'm tired of people who are trying to make it like celebrities are victims and stuff and all of this. If you're going to be in a situation where you're going to be around people, that you leave your hotel, that you're going to be out in public spaces, you have to know that people are going to look at you. People are going to approach you. People are going to want a moment. And you can either respectfully decline or take the photos. I don't understand why people have a problem signing autographs and taking pictures. My thing is this: if I'm the only place I would say is off limits, if I'm in the middle of eating, please don't come up to me and ask me for no damn autograph while I got a mouthful of food. Because it's like, at least wait until I'm done. And I walk outside. Can I get your autograph? I'll sign the paperwork or whatever. I mean, not paperwork. I'll sign the autographs or whatever and keep it moving. But like I said before, there's a lot of celebrities out here who talk about they want to be famous, who always want the fame. This girl has always wanted to be famous, didn't want to be a barista at the Starbucks in her town, and wanted to be a star. And she comes from a lot of people was dragging her over her political leanings. But they said that she's very performative and a lot of, there was one article that I remember I posted on my page that was like, yeah, they pretty much summed it up with her whole background, her history of like, yeah, she's got a relative who's a Republican in the town that she grew up in that's against LGBT marriage, whatever. A lot of people don't think she's a real lesbian. They think it's performative. And she's also been out here culturally appropriating drag culture for a sense of fame and relevancy that, all of a sudden when she got famous, then she wanted to prop up drag queens. And drag queens are so happy they get any piece of recognition and any kind of accolades that they just invite everybody and anybody to the damn cookout, even when they're not real allies. And we just had a conversation the other day about fake allies and things like that, especially when we were talking about Carisha being invited to judge a ball, and you had Solange and Beyonce untalented relative Jules Smith up in there hosting a party at a gay club with what talent? And we got so many other artists out here that y'all could be hitting up. Destin Conrad, Duran Bernard, T.S. Madison, Funky Dineva. You can even call my ass. I'd have showed up. But y'all don't want to give people with talent actual moments. But y'all keep propping this broad up if you want. Now, she said, while acknowledging the situation may have caused comfort, Roan expressed sympathy, saying, if you felt uncomfortable, that makes me really sad. You did not deserve that. So now she's up here playing victim. But I also got a comment from the wife who went to her Instagram and told her side of the story. Now, I got that clip because we're going to take a trip over there. So y'all get all the sides and we will come back and talk. Please hold.
Hi, guys. Good morning. Bon dia. I wanted to say something because I'm getting so many messages about this now. And honestly, I didn't realize it would get this crazy, but a lot of people ask me like what actually happened and everything else. And I know that Chappell has responded saying that it wasn't it wasn't her security and that she didn't do it. So 100% this security guard was not a security guard of the hotel. That's what I can say. He looks after artists. So I don't know if it was her personal security guard, but he was with her. So that is all I know. Did she send him to do it? Again, I don't know. Look, I would like to hope not, but at the same time, I think that you have a responsibility when you are a celebrity to make sure, I guess, that the people that work for you and that act on your behalf are acting on your behalf. So would he do that if he didn't have her authority to do so? I don't know. If he does, then obviously that's a big problem, because then he's representing her in a way that she doesn't want to be represented. So I think that's really important for her to to notice and realize that's not correct. What happened, exactly as she said, she didn't notice anything or anyone because, as I said, as my husband said, sorry, nothing happened. Literally, we were staying in the same hotel. We were at breakfast, and we noticed a girl walk past with long red hair, very curly. And I said to my daughter, "Oh, do you think that's Chappell Roan?" And she looked and she said, "Oh my God, Mum, do you think it's her?" And so she said, "I'm going to go and have a look outside." And she was sat just outside in the garden area, which we were also free to go into. The door was open. And so I went back to the table to sit and eat, and my daughter walked through the door. She didn't have her phone. She didn't try to take a picture. She didn't approach her. She literally didn't do anything. She just looked at her and smiled. And she came back and she actually said to me, "Mum, I don't know if it's her." Because obviously she looks like, with her costumes and everything, she looks a little bit different. So my daughter said, "Oh my gosh, I'm not sure if it was her. I think it was her, Mum. It really, really looks like her, but I don't know. Maybe it's her sister." She said, "Maybe it's her sister." And I said, "Oh, I don't know, darling." And that was it. We continued our breakfast. And from that, then came the security guard, who, as my husband said, sorry, had a very aggressive tone. And I feel like if she did not send it, I mean, even if she did send him or she didn't send him, I don't know. For me, I feel like it really overstepped a boundary because he is quite an intimidating. He is very large. So for him to come over to a table with just a woman and her daughter eating breakfast, to kind of like berate and scold us and say that he was going to complain and tell me that I should be teaching my daughter to be better and that she's badly educated and we should respect people's privacy and we should not harass people and all of these other things. And I did try and explain to him the situation, that she's a child and she was just very excited to see her an artist and singer that she admires, and can he not understand that was all she was doing. And I explained to him also that my husband is also very well known and that she's very used to being around people that are well known, and she would never cross someone's boundaries or overstep a mark. She very much knows the limits, not to ever be rude or make anyone feel. She understands very well. And I tried to explain this to him, and then he just kept saying, "Well, if that's the case, then you should know better. You should know how it is. You should."
All right, I think we got the point, because this is going on and on and on and on. Y'all got the point. We got the gist. It still is no damn excuse. Chappell, you are not Madonna, girl. I don't know why you sit up here trying to act like that you have this big boisterous career. You got a couple of damn songs, Hot to Go, Pink Pony Goddamn Club, and that's basically it. And you pretty much do cheerleader bop. Like, you are this generation's what was the lady that sing, "Oh, Mickey, you so fine, you blow my mind"? That's what your music gives. So I don't understand why you sit up here and try to act like that you just the biggest, baddest performer, singer, songwriter on the planet. Like, you just some random bitch that wears a lot of makeup, got red hair, and tries to act like you a damn cisgender drag queen. Like, that's what you're giving. But the music is not, like, you're like the white equivalent of Lizzo, except you don't got her rap skills. Because I tend to like Lizzo's rap songs more than them little jingles she be writing and singing. So your music's not all that. I don't know why you sitting there. And then she's talking about, "I don't know this, I don't know that." And it's like, yeah, you don't know that maybe she probably gave the guard way too much authority, and then he took it upon himself to go over there and chastise someone's child. Maybe that's what had happened. But she's like, I don't know for sure if she sent him over there, but nevertheless, he is a part of her detail. He is somebody who was working with her. She tried to pass it off as, "Oh, that he's not my security. That was probably the hotel security." I'm like, first of all, if you work in a hotel, you're wearing in your security, you're in a uniform. You're not dressing in like some regular outfit. That's not what you're doing. You're literally dressed up in as the hotel in a uniform, in like a suit or whatever. If you're part of Chappell's detail, she probably has them wearing plain clothes, as you see a lot of the bodyguards do, or a lot of security does. They either wear a suit or they'll wear I'm talking about like in the hotel, they're wearing a uniform, they got the name tag, they got all that other stuff on. You're not doing that if you're a regular guard, protecting a celebrity. And she's like, I'm in the industry, so I know there's certain people who they float around and they protect different artists in different situations. You'll see some of the same guard working with different celebrities, so they don't just protect one person. So for them to make it seem like the mother's lying was kind of bothering me, because like, yeah, I don't have all the details of whether or not that she sent the person out, but he was a part of her detail. So fans basically went in, and after Chappell said what she said, and they said that shortly after Harding aired her displeasure about the situation, fans trooped to the comments to air their thoughts. Some rallied behind the 34-year-old, noting that Roan's story didn't add up. One fan revealed they weren't shocked, as the singer was known to be rude to her fans. A second person shared, no security guard yells at people for no reason. They do what they're told. They follow orders from whoever's paying them. Exactly. Now guess who's paying them? A third person also commented, so sorry to hear about that. Ada is an amazing girl, kind and very polite. Any approach in that tone toward a woman and a child is disrespectful and aggressive. On the other hand, many fans slam Harding for blowing things out of proportion and being unsure about the facts. Well, maybe she's unsure because when you've been screamed at, you're going to fumble the details a little bit. But everybody is a goddamn expert when they're under pressure. So, and blowing things out of proportion, okay, so if your favorite artist cursed your ass out or had some security guard come over there, then I want you to keep that shit to yourself. Don't say a word, don't get on social media, don't express it, but keep it to yourself. We don't want to hear it. So, according to them, they said Roan had revealed that she hadn't sent the security guard, and of course, because Chappell said it, y'all believe it. And Harding should have let things be, since she said she wasn't sure whose guard it was. She said that she knows that he works in the industry protecting celebrities, if you were listening to what she said. But apparently y'all got selective hearing because y'all be wanting to protect your fame so bad. Because somebody had the nerve to come up in my comments over on social media when I was talking about this and said something of another about, but she took pictures with Jamie Foxx. I was like, because Jamie Foxx's daughter, you know, the one that walks around with that dry ass hair that's covering her face all the time, the one that y'all be seeing sitting next to him at the Grammys every year. Yeah, her. So Chappell, I was like, okay, but why wouldn't she? Whenever it comes down to celebrities, they gonna take pictures with each other. And I think that Chappell seeing Jamie Foxx, she knows him more than she would know this little girl related to some soccer player, because she probably doesn't even watch soccer. Soccer's not very popular in the United States unless you're Hispanic and you like soccer, or you're someone who's very European, because soccer is very much popular overseas. So, but then they said, so you don't even know if it was her, but maybe she sent the bodyguard. What you're saying doesn't make sense. Leave her alone. No, y'all just choose to not understand what the hell was saying. But some of the memes up in here was funny. Hold on, because I'm going to pull this up so y'all can see some of these memes. One posted this, that a second child has approached Chappell alone, sir. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this infamous photo. Then there was this one, Chappell, whatever you do, don't look behind you. 11-year-old's got an autograph for you to sign. The witch from Hansel and Gretel. Now that's funny. And they put blank 8. Well, I think I 8 children. Like, another person, OMG, it's Chappell Roan, security guard, and then they saw them tackling somebody. Y'all are so damn stupid. Chappell Roan, security guard, being sent to deal with some not who's that, Palpatine, about to approach young Anakin. Y'all are a mess with all of this. So yeah, that's and now that's the tea, as they would say over on RuPaul's Drag Race. So oh yeah. And last but certainly not least, before we get up off this, I did come across another Rob Shutter exclusive, courtesy of In Touch. There was about this. They said Chappell Roan reportedly gains, and even if the lady got her shit confused regarding this whole situation, what we're not going to do is try to act like that this is not her first time at the rodeo, which she's been disrespectful. Because people said that this has been Chappell's MO for a while. So Let's get into this other story to conclude with this. They said Chappell Roan denies sending a security guard to reprimand an 11-year-old fan. However, people are saying that her attitude towards the very fans helped make the former Starbucks barista famous is nothing new. Now, Chappell Roan is at the center of controversy after Jude Law's young daughter was allegedly left in tears, but a new report claims drama related to the Pink Pony Club singer isn't necessarily surprising. A source told journalist Rob Shutter for a Monday, March 23rd post on his Naughty But Nice Substack, people have been talking about how she treats fans for a long time. The public back and forth began this weekend after professional soccer player Jorginho Freo claimed that his wife, Catherine Harding, and her daughter, Ada Law, whose father is the Black Rabbit actor, who's 53, were approached by a security guard accused of harassing Roan, who's 28. The three were all staying at the same Sao Paulo hotel while in town for Lollapalooza, Brazil, and Ada apparently walked past Roan's table at breakfast to see if it was really her. According to one of Shutter's sources, the hot to go singer doesn't engage unless she has to, and when she does, it can come off cold. Following Freo's lengthy Instagram rant, Roan shared her half of the story. We already heard. We don't give a shit. So saying that she didn't even see a woman and a child, I did not ask the security guard to go up and talk to the mother and child. I did not, blah, 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 so on and so forth. However, Shutter's source pointed out, security doesn't act on their own. They know what she wants and they enforce it. Because I'm sitting like, this is not their first time at the rodeo. They probably had to encounter celebrities before. Guests before or regular people, and they know how Chappell gets. So before she could even get in her little mood, they were like, let me go handle this stuff now. The guard may have taken it upon himself to go handle it because they saw something and it was a trigger because this is something they're used to. This is something she makes her security do. When it's like, whenever a fan comes up to approach her, she wants them to kind of like throw them bowls and be like, why are you coming to people's table? Why are you looking at her? Why are you doing? What is this, the fucking Minority Report? You gonna arrest me for looking at somebody? Because there's a lot of celebrities out here that it's like, yeah, the stories are with certain celebrities. You can't even look at them when they come in the room. You gotta look the other way. Otherwise, they will get you fired or whatever the case is. The insecurity runs deep with people in this industry. So I don't believe that it's like, oh, they all of a sudden just acted on their own. They know her. They know her takes and what she wants. So then she can go plead the fifth and play the victim. No, I didn't tell them to do that. Yeah, bitch, yes, you did. Even when you didn't say nothing, you told them to do it because this is what they become used to working for you. Now, whether or not Roan is right or wrong in the situation, a source told Shutter that when you hear the same thing over and over, it becomes a reputation, implying that it's not the first time they've heard a similar scenario involving the Grammy Award winner. Fans made her, now they're the ones asking if she even likes them. Why this is kept, y'all will gag when I tell you this, but a lot of your favorite celebrities don't like y'all. They like it when they put out new music and they want you to buy their merch. They like it when you buy their music. That's when they want, when they got something when they want something from you, they love you. But when they come down to really show that love and truly loving your fans and accepting them, oh, they're not here for it. So I feel like at this point, maybe what we need to start doing, can we actually just start ignoring Chappell Roan? Can we act like she doesn't exist? Like, I feel like if she ever goes on a red carpet, I feel like photographers need to be extra shady, put their cameras down, don't even take pictures of her ass. Make her look like a fool on that damn red carpet. Because she likes to chastise people. She likes to confront people and be rude. It's like, bitch, who are you talking to? Because if I was on that carpet, you're not talking to me crazy. I will cuss your ass out. I don't give a fuck who you are. So you can't just go around treating people like crap and expecting people to just sit and take it because of who you are. Girl, you're not even that relevant. You got a couple of songs. People know a little bit about you. Yeah, little kids hop up and down from off the floor whenever your stupid little Hot to Go song comes on. But other than that, you ain't Madonna. Like, even then, if Madonna was behaving that way, she get cussed out too. Because I'm like, even at your big age and your type of career, you shouldn't be treating people the way you treat them. Nobody should, regardless of your status. So that's the latest on that. I will definitely keep you abreast of this story as it develops. Or if we at a point that we don't care anymore, we're ready to move on. So I say all this to say, I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story? And all this tea that I just spilled, whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.